Chad Lewine is a Philadelphia-based artist who's launching a new brand called Pop for Good, and his addiction-themed pop anthem, Dark Nights, will be out on the 15th of February 2023. And Chad is, of course, on the line. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing great after that intro.
Now, your song Dark Nights is, of course, addiction-themed. What made you want to write about addiction?
Well, I specifically wrote that song in 2013 after observing a friend when I was living in New York City, seeing addiction firsthand in real life.
Yeah.
That's what sparked the initial inspiration for the song. 10 years later, having my own battle with addiction, which I'm over pretty much now, but learning about it by going through it is what brought the song back up, and then decided to finish it and put it out.
Has it been quite a cathartic song to write?
Oh, one of my favorites. Yeah, one of my favorites to perform. It's like super deeply connected.
And you say you wrote the song about the friend in 2013. So is that when you wrote the song 10 years ago? Or has it been these last 10 years that it's kind of been coming into being?
Oh no, I wrote it back then. I applied everything I learned since then musically to it when I picked it back up like last year. But no, I wrote 90% of it in 2013.
So what's been the reason for this delay between writing 90% of it back then and coming back to it last year?
What a great question, because it applies to me in general. Why I have 100 probably songs that are in demo format that I haven't released because they're in demo format. Because the answer is I couldn't figure out how to bring it to the quality that you need to be competitive in the actual marketplace, like radio ready. I couldn't figure out how to get that. I was convinced that I couldn't afford it, so I just never worked. I never released it. But that changed in the last 2 years.
Now that you're ready to release it, do you think that it's perfect now and ready to be out there?
Oh yeah. I found a really good, affordable, reliable producer, and it was a great experience. I created the demo, and then he brought it to life. And I am a perfectionist when it comes to pop.
Yeah, and you mix 80s and 90s industrial pop, if you like, with trap-based EDM.
Yeah.
Do you think you managed to fuse them quite well?
I think I did. I started using trap drums. Mostly it's like the trap drums, boom bap, and early 2010 EDM, when trap was coming out of EDM and grime more than it is rap now, just differently. But I use those drums, and there's just something about them that's very tribal, and I put my own whatever over it. But yeah, I think I do a pretty good job of merging those things. It's a sound that is not... I have my own sound, and I think I just figured out how to describe it, and I think that's the way.
Now, because you're 100%, I think I just hit the microphone, but because you're 100% self-funded, do you find that hard, or does that actually give you more passion? Because the people at the bottom of music are probably the most passionate, aren't they?
Absolutely. I would say the people at the bottom are the most passionate and also the most pissed off and the most frustrated because, yeah, it takes a certain amount of selling out to jump the line, right? If you don't want to wait, there's a certain amount of selling out, and whether that's morally okay with you or not is not the question here. It's just how much control are you giving away?
Yeah.
That's a decision for each individual to make. And yeah, if I can't give any up, because it's way more than just music on the surface for me. It's way more than just a 3-minute record.
Yeah. This new brand that you're launching, Pop for Good, what's the brand all about?
All along, I've always had a mission underneath my music, but it changed. It changed, and I never really crystallized it or crystallized how to say it in a way that wasn't like new agey and spiritual and kooky and airy-fairy sounding, right? Yeah. I couldn't figure out how to do it without sounding super alternative. But I think there's enough of a platform right now in the media and the mainstream that there's a problem with the mainstream. There is so much toxicity, let alone taste, right? We're going to put taste and talent aside, yeah. But the content coming from the mainstream music and all media, but the content specifically that I'm talking about is the pop music, and that's just popular, not pop genre, which is a whole thing. But whatever's on the top of the charts right now, it's unhealthy at the level that it is. There's too much of it, and that's Pop for Good is bringing awareness to that.
And what else is coming up for you after the release of this song and after the brand has got going as well?
I mean, I want to make that EP. I think I don't have the right. It's like I need to manifest that. I don't exactly have the funds sitting around to just do it. But once Dark Nights comes out, and I'm actually investing some time and energy into NFT and Web 3.0 and trying to leverage that to generate income to fund it. So that this, I think, once Dark Nights launches the next couple of months, I'm just going to be pushing that. But the whole point of pushing that is to then, get to the next level.
And in the meantime, where are we able to keep up to date with you and, of course, find the song Dark Nights when it comes out?
The best place to start is chadlewine.com, Lewine. That's where everything is.
Yeah.
I've got a journal that we can get more into my head. I've got my mission laid out there. I've got my discography there. Everything is on my website. And then you can find your streaming platform from there. But of course, I'm going to be on Spotify, iTunes, Deezer, wherever you listen to music, there I'll be.
Excellent. Well, many thanks for talking to us today. It's been great to have you on.
Thank you very much for having me.